Black mothers face a pregnancy-related death rate 2.6 to 3.5 times higher than white mothers. They looked right through me when I said something was wrong. I told them I couldn't breathe, the pain wasn't normal, but they said I was just anxious, maybe even exaggerating. One nurse glanced at my chart, then at my skin, and said, "You're strong, you'll be fine," as if being a Black woman meant I didn't feel pain, just like everyone else. Hours passed and my vision blurred. My partner begged them to check me again, but they didn't move until it was almost too late. Later, the doctor said I was lucky, but I know that luck had nothing to do with it. I was built, or it was a survival in a system that wasn't built to believe me.
There's solid historical evidence that when male doctors took over childbirth before improvements in hygiene, maternal deaths increased. I died in a room full of people who wouldn't listen to me. The doctor said everything was normal, that I was just anxious, that first-time mothers always worry too much. But I knew something was wrong. My body was telling me in every way it could. He brushed aside my pain with a practiced smile, confident in his title. Not in me. My mother waited just outside, heart in her throat, knowing too well what can happen when no one listens. I slipped away quietly, my baby crying somewhere just beyond my reach. I wonder if they ever told her that I knew. I always knew, but no one would hear me.
Hippocrates, often hailed as the father of medicine, built much of his foundational knowledge on healing practices that originated with women, particularly midwives, herbalists, and caregivers, whose wisdom about childbirth, reproductive health, and holistic care was passed down through generations. As a healer, a medical professional, and a woman, I find it deeply troubling how history has erased these women, silencing their contributions while elevating male voices as the sole authority in medicine. This erasure isn't just historical, it echoes loudly today. We live in a time where men still feel entitled to legislate and dictate our reproductive choices, where women in medicine are undervalued, underrepresented in leadership, and too often dismissed. It's important not to forget the past, because the patterns persist. The fight for women's voices, autonomy, and recognition in both our profession and our personal lives is far from over. We must continue to speak up, not only to honor the women who came before us, but to ensure the future generations of women in medicine are not only heard, but respected.
Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis, played a major role in shaping how people thought about psychology. But many of his ideas about women were deeply damaging. One of his most infamous theories was called penis envy. Freud believed that when a girl realized she didn't have a penis, she would feel inferior to boys. He claimed this sense of lack shaped a girl's development and that women spent their lives trying to make up for it, usually by becoming mothers. According to him, a woman's emotional and sexual life was built around this so-called deficiency. These ideas suggested that women were naturally incomplete, emotionally unstable, and defined by what they didn't have. Freud also believed that the female clitoris was an immature sexual organ, and that mature women should enjoy sex only through vaginal intercourse with men. His theories gave a scientific sounding excuse to ignore or control women's real experiences, desires, and mental health, contributing to a long history of diminishing a woman in medicine and psychology.
For a long time, medicine has been used to justify treating women as less than. Take Hippocrates, for example. He lived about 2,500 years ago in ancient Greece and is often called the father of Western medicine. One of his big ideas was something called the wandering womb. He believed that a woman's uterus could move around her body, causing all kinds of health problems like anxiety, fainting, or mood swings. This led to this term hysteria, which became a catch-all diagnosis for just about any physical or emotional symptom a woman had. Sadly, this idea stuck around for centuries and was used to lock women up, force treatments on them, and ignore their real medical needs.